Hey gang, what's going on? Happy Saturday night. Welcome to the live stream on 161. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see who we got in here. We got Anthony Lapari's in the house. Hayden's in the house. What's up? Gerald's in the house. All right. Smash that like button too. Texas Buckeye, my man, is in the house. We have some things to talk about today. So it's going to be a good night of conversation and one tough topic as well. And I think I think it's important to have. Hanging with me. So I want to know all of your opinions on this. What do we got here? Hayden, Brooklyn Dodgers nickname originally referred to dodging Pete, Derek. What do you mean, Pete and Derek? Hayden, what are you referring to when it comes to Brooklyn Dodgers, or are you talking about something else? Yankees Morning Brew, Anzo the Shift. Hayden, are you mentioning channels that you watch? I want to make sure I'm catching up here. Unhinged, Fortran Express, Texas. What do we got here? I want to make sure I'm caught up to you guys and gals. Make sure you smash that like button, everybody, if you don't mind. Let's get up to 100 as quickly as we possibly can. What player was killed by a pitch from Yankees? Oy, I don't know. Who else is here? Hit it hard. Gerald's in the house. Ray Estrada's in the house. Radkiss Rods, what's up, gang? What is good? Chris Schmidt's in the house. And even franchise in the house, baby. All right. We got the crew here. I love it. James Veer's in the house. Ripped Off's in the house. John. Hey, Jay Serena, what's good? Sino, ATX Patriot, what's good? What is good, crew? Radkiss Rods, what's good, everybody? So let's talk about a few things, all right? I want to know all of your opinions. I put out a couple of videos the last couple of days. Number one, we went over the Texas Buckeye. You're a legend, dude. Thank you so much. Appreciate your generosity, bro. You are the man. I want your opinion on these things too, Texas, because I value your feedback. So let's start with one. For those that know already, all the arbitration eligible players were signed except for Gleyber Torres. So they settled everybody. They're going to have to go to a arbitration hearing with Gleyber Torres. So it was a little bit telling to me. But again, is it a sign that they might move him in a trade? He wanted 10.2 million. They offered to 9.7, so they're 500K apart. So doable, right? Doable. Oh, and we're going to talk about Bauer, Isabel, because this is an important topic, and I want to know a female's opinion on this too, because I got attacked today by somebody. And so I want to know what you think as a female as well. I've got 3 daughters myself, so I'm very conscious of this stuff. So I want to know your opinion as well. But first one, any opinions on why they couldn't agree with Gleyber Torres? I want to know. I mean, again, a Torres, yeah, Sean. I mean, Torres trade could be impending, inevitable. I mean, if I'm personally going to trade him, and I think I've talked about this in other videos, that I'm only trading him for an area of absolute need, which is pitching, particularly a good upgrade in relief pitching, right? Or a trade for a left fielder where they're looking to upgrade there too. You know, they said so many things. They're willing to start the season with Oswaldo Cabrera or Hicks, but we know they're trying to move Hicks as well. So this is what it is. So how many folks think Torres will be moved, and how many folks think Torres should be moved is the question. What's up, Booyah? What's good? Eastside, the chef's in the house. What's good? What is good? So I'm hearing a lot of folks being willing to trade into the White Sox for Garrett Crochet. You know, incredible position, incredible idea. Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about Bauer. I put out a video early because, you know, for those that don't know, Frankie Montes is going to miss at least the first month of the season. He's 8 to 10 weeks behind. The guy that had shoulder inflammation in the summer has shoulder inflammation again. I don't know how you can have shoulder inflammation that often. So this has got to be one of the worst trades that Brian Cashman's ever made. He's made a lot of good ones, but this is one of the worst. So does that mean – because the reason why I asked this because – and we'll get to it, but like so many folks, once Trevor Bauer's suspension ended, it was cut in half, folks were like, Yankees should get him, Yankees should get him. A lot of folks have said that. And a lot of folks have put in the other – have stated to the contrary as well, and I totally get both sides. But do the Yankees consider a guy like Bauer to replace Montes? And what's the upside to it? What's the downside to it? It's important to have, I think, perspectives from both sides, but it's important to also know all the facts and not instead of what cherry picked information to make. That's why this is one reason I do this. I sometimes I piss off people on both sides because I do both sides of the story, and that's okay. But that's what this channel's about. I'm not here to say if you don't agree with me, then you're wrong and right, and I'm so good, I'm better than everybody else. No, that's not the way we do things here. Okay, we give you accurate information, and I want you to base your opinions on a well-informed platform. So I want you to know both sides. So, David, we're going to get to that too. But today, a couple things happened. A couple things happened. But who else we have on here? But yeah, give me your opinion. And Fortran is Fortran in the house. Welcome, Fortran. Andrea, hello. Udall's in the house. Models top, my friend. Yeah, there's a lot of opinions that Montez is another Carl Pavano. Yeah. So Torres for Arias, they're going to need more than Torres for Arias, the Twins. So, but yeah, give me some. How many people think Torres is going to get moved or should be moved? So I'm intrigued by the Garrett Crochet stuff. Okay, and I'm really curious, but I'm also curious to know what do you think the Yankees should do now that Montez is going to miss probably. I mean, he's 8 to 10 weeks behind, so and then he's going to have to start building up at the end of spring training. So my guess is he won't even be ready until June at this rate, or May maybe. So that's that's got to be considered. And do they have the guys that can credibly replace him? I mean, Domingo Herman, Clark Schmidt. Okay, it's possible. We don't know when Luis Hill's coming back. It probably won't be until the summertime, coming back from Tommy John. So they have to be careful with him. And there's another guy I mentioned recently in my projections, Matt Crook, who I think from the left-handed side could possibly replace a guy like Frankie Montes. So he could. So, and I'm hearing Pablo Lopez, folks, trade Torres. And the Marlins have made 4 pitchers available now. None of them named Sandy Alcantara. No surprise. But there's been talks about with the Twins and the Marlins about sending Max Kepler to the Marlins and sending Pablo Lopez back to the Twins. That could still happen. The Twins need an upgrade in starting pitching. The Marlins need more offense. So that could still be happening. So there could be a shot that they can't get Pablo Lopez anyway. But Pablo Lopez could be a credible number 5 here now. So maybe he is part of the discussion now. Yeah, I mean, Castillo would have been fantastic, but it would have cost Volpe, Peraza, and Dominguez. So, and this is the thing, Isai, we're going to talk about that too, about Trevor Bauer. And this is where it gets a little crazy and dicey. But who's going to replace Montez? We don't know yet, right? And before we get to Bauer, let's talk about the robot umps. I don't know if you heard this, but as of 2023, starting this year, robot umps are going to be in every stadium in AAA. Okay, one step away from the major league. So, personally, I think it takes the human element out of the game, but I totally understand the arguments too about umpires needing to get better because you're right. They need more training. They need to improve. Like, there's no reason why. I mean, doctors have to re-educate. So do a lot of other folks. There's no reason why umpires shouldn't have to re-educate and get updated training and whatnot. So they don't always get it right. So there's a lot. We've seen a lot of bad calls from umps. So I do think they should continue to train and get better. So, but robot on side, I'm a little concerned about. I don't want to take the human element out of the game. When umpires argue with the catchers and the managers, what are you going to do now? You're going to argue with a TV screen? I don't know. So that's just, I don't know. It's a little weak to me, but it is what it is. But let me know what you think. Are you guys and gals a fan of the robot ump? Are you not? What are your concerns? What do you like about it? And again, but I think they're going to get to technology down to the fact where they're going to call accurate strikes, inaccurate balls. I get that, but I also think because they're going to be basically firing all the umps. I don't know how that's going to work and how that's just going to. It's this one worries me a little bit. But if it's accurate, I just take accurate calls all day instead of strikes at the chest level for Judge and then the strike at the ankles for Judge. Like, it's ridiculous. He gets such bad calls, and so do some other folks too. So again, robo umps could be good, but it's got to be done right. So I see David Cohen's in for robos. So there's some other folks in for robos. Bruce Jordan, welcome to the 161, man. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. Get ready for some advanced content, private content, being able to participate in a monthly live stream if you like, and be on the screen with me too. So just so you know. And yeah, the Jags are getting pounded. For those that watch football, Jags are getting pounded. The 49ers beat the Seahawks right now. So that's what we have today. Got a couple games tomorrow as well. For those that don't know, I have a football channel too. It's called Empire State Tripod. I basically talk about the Bills, the Giants, and the Jets, but I basically recap all the other games as well. So I do that too, just like I do in baseball. So if you enjoy football too, if you happen to be a Jets or a Giants fan or Bills fan, come take a look and come join the channel. I appreciate it. But smash the like buttons here. We got 237 people. Let's try to get to 200 likes if we can, sooner than later. I appreciate you, by the way. It just shows that you find the content and the live streams and stuff valuable. It motivates me to continue to put it out, and I thank you for that. So, yeah, Lorenzo, you want Pablo. I mean, now, dude, now there's a more credible argument for Pablo Lopez because before there wasn't really a spot for him. Now there is. Now there is. So, and that's interesting. That's interesting. And I like the human ums too. So, Dev is in the house. Morning Brew's in the house. Giants fan. We got a Giants fan up in here. I like it, man. I like that the Giants, 6 seed or not, I like that they're in the playoffs. So, take it, man. I hope they win a few games, man. I like that. I like what they've done. The Bull has done with the team this year. So, I like Saquon Barkley. I hope he brings Saquon back. Yeah. So the Rangers want Brian Reynolds. So do the Dodgers. But the Rangers are going to have to part with Jack Leiter, at least, one of their top guys. So, but they have 3 pitchers that are top 100 prospects, as do the Dodgers. 3 pitchers, top 100 prospects in MLB. So, and we've heard that the Pirates want prospects, pitching prospects more. So, so we don't know what's going to happen. But the fact is, why haven't they traded the guy yet is my question. Because their price tag is too high. They're asking teams for a Juan Soto package. Meanwhile, the Nationals offered Juan Soto $440 million and they turned it down. They offered Brian Reynolds $75. And you want a Juan Soto package? Your your contract offers like 1/6 of what 1/5 or 1/8 or whatever it is of what Soto was offered. Come on, guys. You can't ask for a king's ransom and treat the guy like he's the prince's janitor. You can't do that. And you can't expect the Yankees or any other team to pay that ransom. It's unrealistic, especially when you won't even pay your guy that much. So, no. Moonbaz in the house. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Running it back with some same garbage offense doesn't seem like a good idea, but Cashman feels like we have enough to win a division. I don't know, Montez. I mean, he says this all the time, and all of a sudden he makes a trade. I do think he trades for a left fielder. Who? I've got no idea. I hope it's Brian Reynolds, but we'll see. And the reason why people talk about Brian Reynolds so much is he's the number one guy. Like when Judge was the number one guy, people talk about 100 times a day. When Correa was the number one guy, people talk about him 100 times a day. Reynolds is the number one guy now. So that's why so many people talk about him. But we don't have any news yet on Brian Reynolds. So nothing yet. Nothing, Aiden. I don't think we trade IKF. If you're going to trade an infield, it's going to be Gleyber Torres. He has the most trade value. DJ's already shown that he's healthy and can play second credibly if they do move Torres. And again, Torres, you can address the bullpen. You can help address left field with Torres. So even though he's had a better year in 2022, I get it. He's got 2 years of control, but that's what you do. You trade guys that are valuable assets, especially when he can be replaced with a veteran who has 4 more seasons here. So we're still paying DJ through 2026. So that's got to be considered as well. So, but right now the Pirates want way too much for Brian Reynolds. I don't think they're going to get it from a team, but crazy things can happen. So I didn't think Luis Castillo was going to get 1, 2, 3, and I think 5 from Seattle, but he did. So you never know. But yeah, I don't think he's worth top 4. Like that's too much. That's too much. Tim LeCastro signed with the Mets about a week ago. Winter time. He signed with the Mets. 4 trains back. What's up, Mo? Jack Leiter, Kumar Rocker. Yeah, these guys are teammates from Vanderbilt, one of the best baseball universities out there. Story University comes out with some of the best. Brian Reynolds went to Vanderbilt. So, they're going to have to give up 1 or potentially 2 of those guys. And I don't know if they're going to do that. They were teammates at Vanderbilt. It's good. I mean, this is the reality of what the Pirates are asking for. The Pirates are asking for. They're nuts, but I mean, this is what happens when you have a guy like that. It's just when Cashman has a guy, he asks for the moon too. So, and why not? You know what I mean? That's what happens in trades, especially when you have a guy that everybody wants. You're going to ask for a boatload of stuff. And again, there's still almost 5 weeks left of the offseason before spring training starts. So this is going to happen. So, and it's going to be intriguing. And I'm really curious to see. Now, Profar is another guy. Well, Profar's in free agency, James. But the problem is with his recent production, there's no way they're going to get him for $3 million. They're going to have to pay a lot more. They're going to have to get him over the Steve Cohen threshold. They're going to have to trade like a guy like Torres to help make up the difference, to keep them under the threshold, because they've communicated a desire to stay under the 293 threshold. Even if they have like 70 million coming off the books next offseason, it sounds as if they still want to get under the threshold. So we'll see that, and it could change. So in Texas Buckeye, I think Donaldson's going to stay and probably be the third baseman until they move. His contract's the toughest one to move. I think they can move Hicks, and I would move him if I could, but it's this is a tough one. I mean, this is where David Price, the Vanderbilt guy. That's right. This is where Cashman did himself a disservice. He's stuck. But again, I'll say this too with Montez and even Donaldson. It's not like they're locked in through 2026 or 2027. Not Jacoby Ellsbury style, where we're like, oh my God, this guy has 5 years left and he keeps getting hurt. They have 1 more year left, so they're both off the books after the season, and I way doubt they'll be back. So McCutchen back to the Pirates. Yeah, he signed it the other day. Back home where it all began for him. He was an MVP there. And a good move for them. I mean, does it mean they're gonna maybe make it easier for them to move Reynolds? I don't think they're gonna lower their asking prices because they brought in Brian McCutchen, but gives them a good veteran presence behind that young team. It's a good move for them. Good move for them. But again, it's not gonna put them in the playoffs, or put them over the top. So you know what I mean? Nelson, I appreciate that. I mean, we try to be as accurate as possible. I mean, personally, I look for multiple corroborating sources confirming whatever it is, news or story, before I put it out. I want to make sure that I have a couple, like Passan and Rosenthal and MLBTradeRumors.com. I want to make sure there's a couple. I don't want to just randomly put stuff out just to be before everybody and then wind up being wrong. So I don't want to do that. DFAing Hicks is, theoretically it's nice, but the Yankees will still have to eat all the money in this contract. The only way to not eat all the money is if they trade him and a team agrees to eat some of the money. So that's the reality too. But honestly, at the time, like, they signed him to a 7-year, $70 million deal. With his production at the time, $10 million a year seemed like a steal. But then all of a sudden, he just completely fell to shit. So now his contract looks awful. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. Yeah, we got 118 likes. Can we shoot up to 150, gang? We got almost 300 people in here, if you don't mind. If you haven't hit the like button, just smash it really quickly. It's really, really helpful to the channel. So we want to get that. We want to try to get to 200 likes if we can, but appreciate you, Texas Buckeye, man. Appreciate that, bro. And again, with the left field situation here with the Yankees, before we start talking about Bauer, what do we need at the left field? My opinion, I think we need a guy who can lead off and hit for contact. So, because right now, I think the best leadoff hitter we probably have is Harrison Bader. But will they lead him off? I don't know. If you get a Brian Reynolds or you get somebody, guy from the Twins or one of these other Arizona Diamondbacks, then you have a guy who could probably lead off, and then you can bat DJ second, and then Judge, and then kind of Rizzo, and then Stanton and whatnot, so that you're not having to bat Judge lead off. You know what I mean? It worked to a degree, but I want to put Judge and run an opportunity in positions where he can drive in runs instead of being a guy that's relying on other guys, who don't drive him in. So he's going to be an RBI guy. And him and Stanton, I want them, and Rizzo, I want them in positions where opportunities to drive in runs. I mean, it's probably going to be considered winter tie, but he can't. He has a lot of trouble hitting major league pitching. Is the problem. He can run though, so I'll give him that. He's got speed, but that's one of the problems. Unfortunately. So, Nicholas, I like Dominguez, but I don't think he's going to make the major leagues this year. I think if he stays, he'll make it in 2024. I think. I could see a guy like Spencer Jones making it before him, but you never know. He's only had 5 or 6 games in Double-A. He hasn't had enough of a sample size in Double-A yet to see how much he can really produce and whatnot. Verdugo is a Yankee killer, so he's a guy worth looking at, but he's not a free agent until at the end of the season. But I would take Brian Reynolds over him. I would take a couple other guys over him. So I think the only way we could trade Montez by the deadline, Blake, is if he's healthy and productive. That's the only way we could. Nobody's going to take him if he's not healthy. That's the problem. We're just going to have to wait until he's a free agent at the end of the season. So, and that's the thing. So I This all right. So there's a lot of folks talking about Bauer here. A lot of folks have mentioned. So Bauer was he had his suspension cut in half almost about a week and a half ago or so, and he was released by the Dodgers and made official. Now he can sign with anybody. Now, I put out a video earlier saying with the Montez injury, should the Yankees consider? Because I wanted to get both sides. Okay, I wanted to see what people thought. And again, there's a lot of credible arguments, like the position of, well, he's a cancer, he's too much drama, he's a headache, totally reasonable argument. On the other position, he's a bulldog on the mound, totally reasonable argument. Um, He's a feisty player. I mean, he's had a beef with Garrett. I don't know if they resolved it or whatnot. So chemistry will be a concern, yes. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room that is a touchy situation. I totally understand why it's a touchy situation because of what happened. You know, he was suspended because of these crazy freak sexcapades or whatever with this woman or a couple of women where I don't know what they were doing. I mean, you know, none of us really do. We've at some point we saw a picture of a woman with some bruises on her face accusing Bauer of doing this, but then you see texts from I don't know if it's the same woman or different woman saying another woman saying, "Well, we want to do this again. I want to do this again." So like, I don't know what to believe. You know, and our opinions might mean nothing to in the baseball world, you know, but they mean something here, which is why I put out a video because I want to get your opinions, whatever side it is. And that's why I want you to know all the information because far too often people base their opinions on incomplete information or bad info, right? Or whatever it is. That's why I don't want political propaganda on this channel because so many people just recite these ridiculous propaganda talking points based on the worst information ever. And then and then there's certain people that actually believe this stuff. So, but back to Bauer, I mean, so that stuff happened. But the question is, two questions to me. If all that stuff is true, why wasn't he criminally charged? Okay. And why did MLB cut his suspension in half? Like I had a dude attack me earlier for promoting domestic violence and saying all this stuff. I didn't say any of that stuff. If you watch the video, I didn't say any of that stuff. I didn't say ignore the facts or any of this stuff. I said he could be a chemistry problem multiple times, and if it is, you move on from him. But you know, you can say how good of a baseball player he was. Yeah, because when he was on, he's one of the best. He had a Cy Young Award winner, but again, he causes problems. It could be a clubhouse cancer. And do the Yankees need that? Not really. We want good chemistry here, so I get it. But I also understand the polarizing part of this too. But the bad stuff. That's why, like I said earlier, I'm not here just to tell you what I think, and you'd have to agree with me and say I'm right. And if you disagree with me, I'm right and you're wrong. That's not how we do things here. Freedom of speech is welcome, okay? As long as we respect each other. I want to know your opinions one way or another. Like I got 3 daughters, so if something like that happened to my daughter, it's like there's no way I'm not going to investigate or press charges, but I can't just go make somebody disappear hypothetically, and then find out later that it wasn't him. Like, and this is where This is where bad information because I could tell you this information to be pissed off at this person when that person did it, right? And it's like that's what political propaganda does. It distracts people to being a certain amount here, and then while other things are happening, while other folks are doing what people being accused of doing it are like happen. So it's like this is why. Well, if we are winning, I get that, Isai. If we're ever winning, yeah, but with the problem, um, the problem is at what cost, right? At what cost? And then again, can him and Cole coexist? I mean, you'd have to find out if anybody in a rotation would want him around, if the team would want him around. Chemistry is important, and again, you can get him on a minimum, on a cheap, sure, but is it worth the risk? Is the question. You know what I mean? Buy a baseball bag. Well, I mean, and this is where I think the proof, like, I mean, and I keep asking this question, like, if that was evidence, right, why wasn't he charged with a crime? I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not defending him, but isn't anybody asking that question, right? Why did baseball cut his suspension in half? Of all these things happen. Why? The court of baseball. Okay, and it doesn't make you a Bauer lover or a Bauer hater, but these are questions that I think are important to ask. And again, and again, it's a dicey situation, so I get it. And it's an uncomfortable conversation, but again, I want to know what you think. Okay. And again, if there's, this again, like anybody could just get beat up and throw their face and say, this guy did it. and without proving, more often than not, a guy would get in trouble, right? So, do I think the Yankees are going to sign Bauer? Probably not. Did I propose it? No. If you watch the video, you'll see. But that's why I had a couple people attacking me on, and this is why I encouraged in the following video to watch the videos from beginning to end, because I give both sides perspective, because I want you to know everything to make well-informed decisions, right? This is why I don't want, political propaganda on this, because it's one side, and it's most of the time it's garbage. So, culture today, it's the culture today turned, and this is the thing, it's culture, it's who's telling the truth and whatnot, and it's believing what you want to believe, where you get your rest of your information from. And this is why I don't want politics on here, because it's well, let's go with, this is the only time I'll mention politics. 98% of mass shootings, and I hate mass shootings, but are white people. But let's go attack the immigrants who aren't even doing these things. Okay, now I'll leave it at that. That's the last time you hear me talk this stuff. But this is what I'm talking about. Be outraged at those people and ignore what those people are doing. Come on, it's not fair. It's not fair. But again, well, this is the other thing too, Nelson. So I'm glad you brought that up. The MLB is inconsistent. Look at the Astros. Well, this is the problem with this. Okay, the Astros, the players are protected by the union. Coaches and everybody else are not. So players got a slap in the hand, and the manager got fired. The GM got fired. That's just the way that it is, unfortunately. So it's well, exactly, Ball and DC. That's why we don't promote. There are other places for this stuff, political propaganda, but not here, man. We don't do it, man. So, and you know that we've kicked off, we blocked political propagandas here and all that stuff, and we're gonna stay that way. But this is a touchy situation, so it's important to get the male perspective and the female perspective, which is why when some of the females that are on here, give us your perspective, because I want to know. I want to learn from it. Again, how do you feel about it? So, well, that's the thing too. I don't know. Does Bauer deserve a second chance? He's probably going to get it because he was criminally cleared, and domestic violence doesn't seem to be a big problem, at least for the major league organization. They seem to they let other people come back and do it and play and stuff and well, this is the thing. Like I said, he wasn't criminally charged. So, the damage had already been done at that point. The perception became the reality one way or the other. So, and well, exactly, David. I don't want to talk in politics either. But again, this isn't politics now. This is Trevor Bauer. This is this is the situation. That's what we know. But exactly, and this is the other thing. First, last, nobody knows exactly what went down with him. Exactly. All we have are a couple texts and the lady's face, and not much else. So. This is why, but it's crazy. If you look at the comments in my video, and even once a lot of people want to Bauer back, and I get it. He's a really good pitcher. When he's on, he's gone. So, and we're we're already eating Hicks' contract, we're eating freaking Donaldson's contract, we're eating a lot of bad contracts. So, did she go for the money? Maybe, right? I don't know. And I can't accuse her of doing it. Just I can't accuse Bauer on any more than I can accuse the lady. It's not fair because I don't know the entire story. I don't think any of us do. So, and Domingo Herman, he was busted he was slapping his woman around in public, and he was caught, I think, by a member of the union or something like that, baseball union. So, and he's in the rotation where he's on the roster playing. So, at what point do we say this is not? We can't have this, man. Well, that's the thing too, Hayden. Yes, this is why I want your perspectives. Got to hear both sides, but was no trial in court for this. Yeah. He wasn't found guilty of anything criminally. So, chicken pond, baby. What's up? So again, there were a couple of women asking me earlier. So where are you? I want to know your perspectives here because, I can't accuse either side. It just looks bad one way or another. And he already served a 1+ year suspension. Do you think it's enough? Do you think he should have been charged? What are your thoughts? So why I'm asking, because again, this is he's going to get signed by somebody. That. Who? I don't know. And that's why I asked earlier, because I wanted to know what people thought and whether Montez's injury changed their perception of Trevor Bauer. It was crazy. And like the dude earlier was just coming at me saying, "Oh, I was promoting this." No, I wasn't. If you watch the video, I didn't do any of that stuff. So, is Herman enough, or is Matt Crook, or Clark Schmidt, or should they just trade for somebody else or sign somebody in for agency? Yeah, I mean, Bauer he's feisty. He's a little bit crazy. So, yeah, he'll cost the league minimum. I get that too. I get that. But there's a lot of steps, honestly, you have to go through before even considering the guy. Um, but it's such a touchy situation. So, well, that's the other thing too, Steve. Exactly, the Yankees would be accused of not caring about domestic violence, but again, they would be by people who think he are of the opinion that he's guilty, no matter what. So, and this is like, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I never thought I'd be attacked by somebody who was watching the channel, like who's been a fan of the channel for over a year, and now he says he's not going to watch the video. So that's fine too. Don't. But like, don't put words in my mouth, dude, because I'm going to call you out on it. If you think for a second I'm not going to call you out on it, you're wrong. So, it's like I don't put words in his mouth either. But just look at the comments, you'll see it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. No. Schmidt, well, yeah, I mean, Schmidt, that's the thing. Do we have enough? Do we have enough here in Domingo Herman and Clark Schmidt? Luis Hill probably won't be ready till the summer. Gleyber Verdugo, I don't think Boston would do that. I don't know if Boston would make that trade. I don't know. It's a really good question. As per John Heyman. Imagine that, Tim King. Oh my God. Bobby Cox getting arrested. Did he really? Domestic violence against his wife. See, that and as a dad of 3 daughters, it bothers me to hear any of that stuff. If anybody did something like that to my kids or my wife, it's going to take an army to peel me off of you. But, yeah, but it's a touchy situation. So, which is why I want people's opinion on it. I don't want people to just blindly believe what I say. I mean, I know there are other channels who act like they're know-it-alls and act like they're the best and the only ones that. That's fine. We don't do that here. So, Yankees War Room's in the house. What's up, dude? Backstage, if you're still in, you want to hop on. You're in fight. You want to get your insights on this, man. Girl that accused Bauer. And this is the thing, like, how much does everybody know? Use a Snapchat filter for those pics. It's a live video which sent laying in bed next to Bauer, her body that show. I mean, this is the type of stuff. How many people know or have heard this stuff? You know what I mean? Have heard this stuff. Radkiz, go to whose channel? Who are you saying here? I didn't see whose channel. Whose channel should we go to? Yeah, I mean, hopefully Yankees. Well, that's a good point, dude. That's a good point. Hopefully they say, remember, they had to give $1 million in international signing. I think $1 million, 500,000 or $1 million or give up that much for Carlos Rodon in free agency. So can they still afford Maya? I sure hope so, dude. I hope you're accurate. But they are projected to sign Brendan Maya. And we've talked about that guy even for a year now. So we knew he was going to sign him. They were projected to sign him last year. So, it's interesting. 160 likes. If anybody hasn't hit a like button yet, do me a favor, just smash it really quick. Let's get over 200. It's really helpful when we get over 200. Rackets, who are you saying? Whose channel should we go to? I think I missed it, dude. He explains what happened. She wanted him. I mean, it comes from him playing some. Who explains what happens, Rackets? I missed it. Oh, Bauer channel. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing, and it's tough because he wasn't charged criminally, and then again, that's at the end of the day. But the court of baseball saw it differently. They have to hold him accountable. I get that too. Like, yeah, the Dodgers have to pay Bowers like 21 something million this year. Anybody who signs him now gets him on the league minimum of 720,000. So, so it's going to be interesting. So the $1 million is towards 2024 and not 2023. I sure hope so. Yankees War Room. I hope so, dude. That would be helpful. We got 172 likes. All right, we're getting to 200. Let's get to 200. But this is the thing, like a lot of different opinions on Bauer, which is again, it's welcome here. That's why I want to see the different opinions and understand both sides. If we give the Rangers Dominguez for pitching prospects and use prospect for Reynolds, what pitching prospects? They're not going to give us Jack Light or something like that for Jason Dominguez. At least I don't think they would. Hayden, it's worth a shot, but you'd have to find out from Pirates which pitching prospect they would want from Texas, and if we got him, would it be enough to pat with some other players for them to get Brian Reynolds? Like it'd be definitely a multiple layer negotiation, that's for sure. We need to find out if Pittsburgh likes what Texas has, and can we get what Texas has? So, but it's obviously worth looking at. It's worth looking at. So I brought a video about this the other day, T. Drake, if the MLB were to expand. Don Mattingly just got a second job. He joined a commission to become an advisor to, number one, get a franchise in Nashville, Tennessee. As part of an expansion. And if they get an expansion too, it's probably going to be two teams, right? At least two teams. That's what it usually is. So I've heard that the A's are zeroing in on a stadium in Vegas, but that's not an expansion. That's just a relocation. So there's a couple other areas proposed, but Nashville, Tennessee has been the most consistent location to be proposed. So that's what we know right now. Obviously, any more, we'll find out, and I'll let you know, obviously. So if there's anybody on it that hasn't subscribed to the channel, I hope that you do that, especially if you enjoy the content. But I don't want you to miss anything either. So he's not the type of guy to do that. It's just so many different. Like this is the problem when the people formulate their judgments on half the information or whatever, and then they try to get other people to run with it. That's why people use political propaganda to attack other people, and you get people actually believe some of this stuff. Like it's, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What do we got here? Yeah, Nashville is one that I know is being talked about, and they're trying to build momentum for it. And that's why they brought Don Manning. Dave Dombrowski's on the committee, and a bunch of other folks did the Vanderbilt head coach, Tony La Russa, and some other folks as well. So take a look at it. I put a video. It's called Don Mattingly got a second job. It was earlier this week. Take a look at it. There's more intel on there for you. Montreal, maybe. They had one before, Texas and Montreal, and the problem is they couldn't get any. I don't know if it's an area in Toronto area in Canada where they have a lot of baseball fans like Toronto is, but is there another area in Canada where they can maybe get a second team where they can populate a stadium, which will be kind of cool. We got 181 likes. All right. Almost at 200, gang. We're almost at 200. Obviously from a baseball standpoint, I get it. I get the argument. As for professionally, from Cole, it's Cole. It's his effect on the rest of the team too, because it's got to. I think the team has to. I think the team has to endorse this type of stuff. Again, he comes with baggage, and everybody knows that. So, and that's more so. I think that's the bigger issue. So, but again, no, I don't. The Yankees are not done. They can't be done. Now that Montez is hurt, they can't be done, and they still have left field to address. So they're not done. They have almost 5 weeks left. So, the Yankees have made some big deals in January and February. A-Rod was one of them. So, and some other players as well. So they've done things in January and February. Edmonton would be interesting. 184 likes. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah, backstage. I think the Valley needs an MLB team and needs to move on from Team Karate. The Valley. Yeah, we're a lifer. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard Cole voice his opinion on Bauer. So that's a lot of other people are saying. So I haven't personally heard him say it. Well, I mean, I think it would be. I mean, Hayden, honestly, I think it would be probably two in American League and two in the National League. But like you said, too, it might be East, West, Central. They might have to do 6 teams. It'd be really interesting to see how they would, set it all up. We right now, man. Peace and love, dude. Signing Bauer would entice. Yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't know how fans would feel about it. I mean, he is a nut job, but he can pitch. That's no doubt about that, John B. No doubt about it. But again, it's Montez easily replaced by Herman. Well, I mean, there's issues with Herman too. So yeah, he was hurt last year too. And that's the thing. Like, it's a touchy subject. So Anthony, man, sorry to hear it, dude. Make sure you feel better, bro. He's a smart pitcher. He's got nasty stuff, yes. But again, do the Yankees want that drama here? I don't know. That's ultimately their decision to make, right? So, um, but I think, and I don't think right now it's more urgent than addressing left field. They got to figure out left field, man. They got to figure out the pitching didn't let them down in the playoffs. The offense did. So, well, this is the other thing too. I don't know if they would allow him to vlog everything backstage. I wonder if they would allow that stuff in his contract, where because they want him locked in and focused on baseball. But I think so too, Laura. I think they're going to address left field before they add arms to the rotation. Yeah, they might do the bullpen sooner, but we don't know. I mean, they need one reliever and they need a left fielder. That's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, OJ had OJ's much different story. Yeah, Bowers. I mean, it's fun watching him pitch to kids. It is kind of fun watching them just blow away high school players and even college players. But 83 and 69, 379 elite. He became elite the last part of his career. You know. You know. All right, we almost got 200 likes, gang. All right, 7 likes to go. All right, man, we appreciate that. Well, this is the thing too. Like, domestic violence needs to be taken seriously, yes, but it's the same. Like, it needs to be proven, and just like anything else, and that's the thing too. Like, should you take it lightly? Absolutely not. Should you treat all accusations seriously? Yes, but again, you have to prove them too. Just as it's serious for it to happen, it's also serious if somebody blames a guy and then it turns out to be a lie. They need to be held accountable too. So, so that has to be considered too. It's unfortunate, but it does. Major League Baseball hitters do have leg. Yeah, they do. Major League Baseball player. Yeah, he's all right. We got 200 likes, gang. Thank you. I appreciate you. We'll see if we can get to 250, but we'll see. So, and Herman, this is the thing too. Like, Herman beat his girl or his wife in front of people, and he was. I think a member of the players' union saw it happen. So, and he got a hell of a lot less punishment than Bauer did. So it's just, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is why I don't understand like stuff. I just like, let's just take pot for an example really quickly. I don't understand why a white dude will get probation for having pot, but a black guy will get 30 years in prison. How in the world is that fair? It's not. It's like, how could Herman get what he did and Bauer get like 3 times the amount that Herman got? It's just, it's crazy. Who comes up with these punishments? Like, and why are players not held accountable for cheating, but managers and coaches are? It's crazy. Yeah, Chargers are beating them 27-7. So you got to reform a lot of stuff, man. Got to reform umpiring in baseball too, so that we got to get better game calling here, man. We got to get game calling. So Bauer, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. The problem, yeah, I don't know. Just like management doing Herman addressed it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's nuts, man. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. So Bauer cheated his whole son. I don't know. I don't know if we prove that. I have no idea. Baseball should make steroids legal. It would make it would definitely make it more entertaining. That's for sure. Um, but again, then people would think, well, what about the guys that are in the Hall of Fame? Would they, you know, cheat the guys that did it the right way before? Like, I think Judge is doing it clean, and I love being able to say that. I think Stan's doing it clean. I love being able to say that too. So, and I want to continue to say that, man. Congratulations backstage. All right, man. Get this new house in Florida. Learn how to golf. Go play some golf, dude, man. Congratulations to you and the family. Parents surprised you, dude. Congratulations, bud. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. Keep up the good work too, buddy. I'll see you soon. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it really is. Oh, trivia. I have the trivia question for you. Yes, thank you, Aiden, for reminding me. Okay, let me pull it up. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? I have my trivia here. Oh. Hold on. I got some trivia questions for you. I'm looking them up. I want to make sure. I got 215 likes. So Remiel Tapia to the Yankees, Aiden. Where are you seeing that? Oh, here we go. What was the biggest blowout in Major League Baseball history? The biggest blowout game. Anybody? That's a trivia question. Try to think about it. See if you can come up before you Google, okay? All right. And what's so great about Remiel Tapia, by the way? So what do we listen to the old timers though? They didn't play clean. Yeah. I mean, Ty Cobb was a dirty player. 30-3, dude. Well done, man. Well done. 30-3. Wow. First answer. Wow. Texas Rangers beat the Baltimore Orioles 30-3. Excuse me, 30-3 in 2007. 30-3 Texas Rangers over the Baltimore Orioles. That's a monster blowout. Word lifer. This has got to be up there too. The biggest blowout. I remember this spring training. He threw a fastball and a bird flew in the way and it just exploded in front of the catcher and the hitter. If you haven't seen that, just go to YouTube and say Randy Johnson hits bird, and you'll see this thing explode in front of everybody. I've never seen anything like it. 222 likes, man. Thank you. Keep it up, man. I appreciate you. What's up, Hirsch? Long time, dude. Well, Cobb we know was a well-known white supremacist. He was a dirty player. I don't know much about the movie with Tommy Lee Jones, but he was well known as a white supremacist and a very dirty player. He used to spite people intentionally. So, but again, he's probably the greatest hitter that ever lived. So, yep, that's right, Kyle Gibbs. Texas Rangers beat the Orioles 30-3 in 2007. So, yeah, and stadiums were bigger back in the day. Guys hit the ball. The Yankee Stadium used to be 490 feet in center field, which is insanity. Crook blew out his underwear and Johnson. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, and the bird exploded. Yeah, the Cubs are interested in Moore. Yeah, I heard the Yankees are interested in Matt Moore too. But we know they're interested in Andrew Chafin as well. I know a couple of other networks and people have proposed Matt Moore to the Yankees for bullpen reasons. So, and I get that too from the lefty side. He's kind of reinvented himself. Ripped off the biggest shutout. Yeah, split spikes up, Sean. Yes, he did. Biggest shutout. I'm going to say 24-0 ripped off. Remiel Tapia was baseball's #1 prospect 3 years ago. Where is he now, Remiel Tapia? Donaldson's not going. I don't think Donaldson's going anywhere with that contract. I would be shocked if they move him. Honestly, I'd be shocked. False accusations can be fought in civil court by suing the accused of slander. Yeah, this is the thing. Somebody can just make up stuff or put something out about you, and people will believe it. And this is what happens. Sometimes you assume in return. There's no criminal law against making false allegations for it's ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous. It really is. So it's crazy. About Jacob, Cobb he was a white supremacist, Cobb. You can even look up his Wikipedia. It's well known. Yeah, and they had other people in baseball talking about it. Campaign for black players to be allowed to play in the majors. But again, this is what I'm talking about. You heard this. But Wikipedia has him as white supremacist. So you know, none of us saw him, unfortunately. We weren't alive at that point to see him play. Wish we were, but, you know, that's the other thing. What to believe, right? You can indict, yeah, dude. You can do like, you know, Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel was indicted for something. Like you could just, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But again, and people will do it. People who don't like you, or think they have something on you, think they're gonna try to sabotage you, will go on social media and try to do this stuff, and they have no effect. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, Hirsch for real, Pete Rose. I mean, yeah. As a player, yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate he betted, gambled as a manager and blah blah blah. But like, you know, uh, I would have had Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. But I hope they unban him at some point. Cobb didn't like Ruth, or so I heard. Thinking Ruth had me. I know Gehrig didn't like Ruth, but Ruth was after Gehrig's wife, which is one reason why. So I get that. But Ty Cobb is, look at his stats. One of the greatest hitters of all time, no doubt about it. And if you're that good, and if they make a movie about you, then you know you made a difference one way or another. They made a movie about Cobb. They made a movie about Ruth. Like made a movie about Gehrig. Maris Mantle. It's crazy, man. I remember the Kobe incident too. Yes, a woman accused him of, I don't know, rape or whatever, and then it stuck with him for I don't know how long, years, and then it is what it is. Roy Hobbs, yeah, the natural. But there's no denying Cobb was one of the, if not the greatest hitter of all time. So, but like this is, Cobb was, Cobb has, look at his stats. They're just ridiculous. I'd rather have to, at this point, I'd probably go for Profar. But, I don't think you can get Profar on the cheap like you could Tapia. So I don't know enough about Tapia, honestly. Like, they got him to probably get a minor league contract with an invite to spring training. Has he done enough to justify anything more than that? Prior to the Yankees, about Lou Gehrig, yep. Adam Duvall, maybe. I think at this point they got to consider all options, right? So, and that's the thing. Like, Willie Mays in Major League, that's right, Word Lifer. He told the court more. Because that's my thing. Did he really? Yeah, I didn't remember that part, but whatever. Not my business, but not my business. But again, like it's people's fetishes are fetishes. But again, at the end of the day, if it turns out to be something really bad, then you have to, you got to address it accordingly. Read the trivia question above. Which trivia question? Which trivia question? I don't see it. How far back do I have to go? Dude, I hope Montez gets healthy and gets it right, but, I worry about it. The Yankees need to do something. Pham, he's also known as a clubhouse cancer, but you never know. You never know. Ted Williams, legend. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, did Montez injury change people's opinion on Trevor Bauer? And again, like, did anybody ask why wasn't he not criminally charged? Why did Major League Baseball allow him back? Why did they cut his suspension in half? Why? Is the question. You know, yeah, Montgomery definitely would have been better than Montez, but oh well. Now I'm happy we got Harrison Bader. I'll tell you that. Kendrickson, Kyle Kendrickson. I mean, maybe. And now that trade makes more sense. Hendricks and Hap. I mean, we need another starter, right? Hendricks will be an upgrade. So it's JP Sears. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to kept JP Sears. I thought he could, but we'll see how good he does over there. We'll see how good Waldachuk does over there in Oakland too. That's the key. I mean, I want to see how well they do. But yeah, the Yankees are only three. They have $3 million to play with, which is not a lot. So they have to make moves one way or the other. They have to. And again, they have a glut of infielders. So I do think an infielder is going to get moved. The one who has the most value is obviously the Liberatore. So will they move him? We'll see. Trey Mancini, the Cubs. Did he go to the Cubs? Trey? He did, right? That will be TradeRumors.com. Another, yeah, I mean, they're coming after Andrew Chafin. They're looking to boost the bullpen. I know that. The Cubs also brought in Jameson Tyrone. They brought in some guys. They brought in Dansby Swanson. So, we'll see. Yeah, when you're right about that, it's your boy probably. Those guys could have been Delton Reynolds. So that's a good point, man. Nothing we can do about it, unfortunately, but nothing we can do about it, but it's a good point. 2-year deal just went, and the Yankees are going to strike. Who do you think the Yankees are going to strike for? Is my question. That's what I'm really curious about. So, that's what I'm most curious about. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who gets Bauer. It really, really is. But yes, he was found innocent. That's the thing. This is where, perception becomes reality, right? And that's the key. Perception becomes reality, and a lot of people go with it, and that's what they think, and that's what they believe. And sometimes they don't even care about the rest of the story, or whether he was cleared later, or whether someone they don't care. They don't care. They just, I believe what I believe, and I'm sticking with that because either that's what I believe, or that's what I want to believe, or that's what somebody told me. Texas Buck, I thank you again, bro. I appreciate that, sir. Appreciate it very much. But I think these are important conversations to have. That's why I like to have it on the channel. And I think, again, the Bauer situation really provokes a serious conversation around, at the very least, an uncomfortable one. So, and it's important to get the perspective from both sides, I think. And whether you, again, male, female, agree, disagree, whatever it is, I think both perspectives are important. So, and that stuff is welcome here. I haven't seen Trey Mancini to the Cubs yet. I'm looking at MLBTradeRumors.com, but I'm sure no Big Macs today. No, that's only special occasion, Anthony DePar. I eat pretty clean for the most part, so that's like a celebratory cheat meal. I mean, I haven't had a Big Mac since the last time I did one on this channel. That's been, I don't know, 6 months, something like that. So, but yeah. And look what Michael Vick did, a super evil, and did time over it. Brought right back to the NFL. Bauer not even charged. But yeah, well, this is what's crazy, right, TR? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Jeff Pass on Twitter. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. MLBTradeRumors.com. Cubs to try to sign Trey Mancini. There it is. Yep. Good for them. Good for them. Incrementally making moves to get better. Yeah, it just came out, apparently. Jesse Rogers from ESPN. Looks like he put that out, so before passing. Jesse Rogers. Yeah, I don't know, man. He had a good season, so I wonder what his contract's going to look like. I don't see the numbers yet on here, but he is signing with the Cubs. So Profar, Duval, that's a good question, Benji. I don't know. I really don't know. And Hershey, yes. Honestly, They have to lower the demands for Reynolds. I mean, the way that they treated him, like I said, they don't value him as a big time player, but they're asking for a Juan Soto package. So it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, right? And that's where it's going to be a disconnect, and I don't think any team's going to want to give what they want, right? So I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy, like all the stuff that's in other sports that people have done. That's just that are just totally mulled over, and then baseball, you know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Pirates could try to move Reynolds and sell him before. I mean, they could, but they're going to get less for him, I think. So yeah, I mean, I agree. It's a bad trade for Montez. I do like the Lou Trevino addition to that trade. He's been pretty good since he came to the Yankees. Matt Blake has worked wonders with him, so I'm glad we have him, particularly now that Scotty Frost is going to miss the whole season with Tommy John. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, theoretically, Big Sexy. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of unhappy people though, and that's where I think the Yankees have to make a decision. Like, will we have fan backlash when we lose ticket, ticket purchasers or whatever season ticket holders, or what's the effect going to be? So, what's the effect going to be on the fans? And I think that's the question. And again, nobody knows is the question. So, even if he keeps his mouth shut and stays out of trouble, is it going to be enough? And again, if he has a beef or had a beef for Cole, he's going to have to get. The Yankees are going to need a green light from Cole and everybody else. So they'll probably want Judge to chime in, the Yankees pitchers to chime in. So that's it's important. It's important. So it really, really is. Yeah, smash that like button if there's anybody in here that hasn't done that yet. I greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get over 250 if we can. But the news right now, the Cubs are signing Trey Mancini to a 2-year deal. More details to come with regards to So Chad Green is coming off Tommy John surgery, Hirsch. So we don't know. He was good. The Yankees just don't know. So you have to give him a number. Okay, Anthony. We haven't seen the porn trolls in a while, man. We haven't seen them in a while. Cash doesn't love to get bargains. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have more likes than people watching. Do I? Oh, that's good. That's good, John. I can't see the likes on this StreamYard software. I just can't see it. So, how the Rays are looking okay. What news is coming, Aiden? Rays are looking okay. Boston's looking okay. I mean, the Yankees, I think, got the most better in the American League East, I should say. They improved the most out of all the other teams, but they still have work to do. What news, Aiden? The news on Trey Mancini, we've seen it now. It's out on MLBTradeRumors.com. And Mike King is another one. Green's coming off Tommy John. Mike King is coming off a fractured elbow. Mike King might not be ready until May or something like that, but I'm confident he'll be fine. And we need him to be fine. He makes guys like Clay Holmes better. He makes the rest of the bullpen better. Scotty Frost is the one missing the season with Tommy John. Chad Green is coming back from Tommy John sooner than Efros. But Efros won't be back till 2024. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, King is throwing, so he is working out, and which is good. The terms are not yet announced for Mancini. Yeah, that's John. I haven't seen the numbers on Mancini, but he is going to Cubs on a 2-year deal. So, wait a second here. No, I don't see the numbers yet. No, just a little bit more information on the same stuff. No numbers yet. Chafin would be awesome in the Yankees pen, Tom. It would be awesome in the pen. From lefty side, another guy. I think we need another lefty to complement Wandy Peralta, who was fantastic this year. So, and we'll see. Will Wilmer Difo ever play left field? We can't. I don't know, T. Drake. I mean, they brought in some guys. They brought in Willie Calhoun. They brought in some other players too. So any of these guys can make the team out of spring training. Keep in mind, they could sign someone else who from the major league, who was not making a team out of spring training somewhere else. So there's cuts during spring training, and the Yankees can bring in somebody. So and vice versa, people can sign with the Yankees cut in spring training too. So it can happen. Where's Brady going? Tom Brady? I don't know. Rashid. Excuse me. 300 likes would be phenomenal, Texas Buckeye. It would be phenomenal. William Defoe is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Rafael Ortega is another one they signed for outfield depth. He might get a shot too. Zach Britton, he might be. I mean, he's another guy. I know Chapman's got, I think, interest from 3 teams already have expressed interest. I don't know if he has offers yet, but did we lose Red Lightning to Rule 5? You talking about Clint Frazier? They released him, and I don't know where he is now. Yeah, 259 likes. Maybe we'll get to 300. Maybe. Tiny Harris, yeah, we're hearing that too, which isn't. I mean, they've made some moves, but I don't think the Cubs are done yet. They're going to make more incremental moves like this. So we might get to 300 likes. So, your help is greatly appreciated, gang. But, so, I mean, this is what, Monopoly was postponed. So, Anthony the Man, dude. Love it. Yeah, there's no Clint Frazier. Now, he changed his name, isn't it? Isn't it like Micro Frazier now? I think he did sign with the Cubs. I don't know if he's still there, but he's a free agent. Okay. I don't think the Yankees bring him back. Yeah. Oh, Jackson Frazier. There it is. Jackson Frazier. That's right. Yeah, that's his new name apparently. So plenty of people that want to fill the seats. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they would, get people to come. I'm sure. Yeah, Mike Ford signed, I think, with the Mariners. Tachman signed as well. I don't remember where Tachman signed, but yeah. Yeah. Steven Riding signed with the Mets. He went to the Mets. Oh, 266 likes. All right. Cubs. Well, the Cubs are definitely adding players. I mean, all over the place. So they definitely want to be. Tachman signed with the Cubs. Okay. Try to put themselves back in a competitive. And again, like the Cubs, to me, right in the middle. I think they're ahead of the Pirates and ahead of the Reds, but behind the Brewers and the Cardinals right now. But with the moves that they've made, I could see them moving up in the division. So, the Cubs have signed into a 2-year deal, Allen. Opt out after the first season. Okay. It's a good deal for Trey Mancini. All right, we got 32 likes to get to 300. We'll see if we can get it. Arena Kings injuries killed it. Yeah, I mean, the Yankees got bludgeoned with injuries. They had 16 guys on the IL. I mean, whether it's Stanton or King or some Montez, like so many guys on the IL. It's Benintendi, like DJ. It was ridiculous. Mancini played for. Yes, he did. T. Drake. He was traded there from Baltimore. Yeah, and he helped them win the World Series. I mean, he really did. The classy guy is a good player. Taking a flyer on Holmes. Who's Holmes? Benji, who are you talking about? And D-Rod's in the house. What's good, man? Alex Reyes walks a lot. Yeah. Oh, Cole Hamels, you mean, Benji? I don't know if it's. I mean, they might go down that road now. I mean, they'll get him on the cheap, that's for sure. Probably the minimum or close to it. I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, and I don't know. I'm not sure if Cole Hamels will be the guy they get. They're going to get somebody, I think. They're going to get somebody, but again, who I don't know. But I think left field is the priority first for the Yankees. I really do think it's going to be really interesting. I don't think the Blue Jays are done either, Aiden. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are. There's almost 5 weeks of spring training. There's a lot of guys that still need to be signed or traded or whatever. So teams are not done, and especially the Yankees. So I know a lot of folks think Cashman's not going to do anything. He's not going to just leave it as is. He knows the offense is not better. He knows this. RC's in the house, baby. See, RC gives us the update on how many days we have left. We got 31 days until camp opens, man. I appreciate you. Don't appreciate the intel always, man. He's always keeping us up to date on how many days are left till pitchers and catchers. 31 days, baby. One more lefty from the pen. You got that right, man. That's exactly what we were just talking about. So, this is going to be, big sexy. I totally get you, man. Totally get you, dude. Jackson Frazier, minor league signing with the Cubs. Yeah. 27-14. Jaguars. Okay. Trevor Lawrence is bringing the boys back. 274 likes. So we got 26 left. Okay. Prediction of 27-20. Oh, man. The chicken parm. I would love that. I would love for the Giants to beat the Vikings, man. Bold prediction, 4 15-game winners on the Yankee staff. That is very possible, Sean. I like that. I like that prediction, too. Yeah, I would agree. The surgery from Hamels. He definitely has got to settle for a minor league deal. I would invite the spring training and see what he does. I mean, at the very least, probably at the most, that's what I would do if I'm the Yankees. Zach Joyce, Rashid, I have not. Buckeyes keeping us up on everything here. We got 277 likes. I appreciate you, dude. Rule 5, they didn't lose. Well, they didn't lose Andres Chaparro, who was the guy we were all worried that they were going to lose. Thankfully, he went unclaimed and he stayed protected with the Yankees. So that makes me very happy because he's a high-end prospect who, he's a power guy with great defense. He plays third base mostly, but he also plays first base. So he could be up here to, maybe back up a Rizzo, play third base, like do a couple things. And I actually took I helped interview him about a week and a half ago with Nitin Ramachandra on his channel. And I can link that if you guys want to watch it. But I took part in interviewing Andres Chaparro, one of Yankees prospects. It was really cool. Really cool dude. I was there with his agent and some other folks. And it was a great conversation. So if anybody wants, I can link that down below for you. Yeah. Herman wants it. Yeah, 18. It was like 18-4 or something like that the one year, which was great for him. But, we haven't seen the same guy. So he's had injuries and other issues and stuff. So any chance we see Jones in the next 2 years? Spencer Jones? I think so. I think we could see Spencer Jones possibly later on the season if he keeps progressing, or as early as 2024. I think he's going to progress through the system the way Judge did. And Judge got up here in under 3 years, I think, right close to it. So do I see anyone winning 20 games? I mean, potentially in the Yankees wink. I mean, possibly. You have Rodon or Cole could do it, or both would be awesome. But I want to see Cole, and I want to see Cole in 20. I want to see him win a Cy Young Award here too. I'd love to see them both throw a no-hitter. Rodon already has thrown one. I want to see Cole throw one too. That would be awesome. Yeah, Sweeney's not far, Joe. I would agree with that too. He's one of their better left-handed bats. So they have a good looking pipeline. They really do. They need more pitchers, but they have a good looking pipeline, particularly position players, obviously. So Yankees are out on Bauer anyway. Why do people think he'll come in? I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. What are the chances he's going to come back and do what the Yankees need him to do? And that's one of the things I asked earlier. Oakley, yeah, Cortez can win 20. I could see Sweeney making it. Yeah. Luke Voigt, I doubt Luke Voigt can't really run. Chicken farm. Mets 5-star, but I wouldn't go that far, Jimmy. I don't know about that. First last year. Yeah, no charges, no criminal. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing. So, I don't know what their freaky fetishes or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's just there's only so much information we have and can go on. So Worth it. I think he'll be, he'll wind up being Trevino's backup this year, David. I do. Three number fives, I think it'd be wise to face him on his work Harvey. Take a fire. There you go, first last. That's it. Yanks 1 to 4 is good. Yeah, I would agree, Michael Ryan. They're 1 and 4 as good as anybody. 1 through 4. Sabian in left field. I'm gonna put Manaya as the utility guy too. I mean, I don't know, like the man. I mean, he hasn't shown us that he can stay healthy. So I don't know. Honestly, I can't read what Montez is going to do because we haven't really seen him healthy, so I don't know. All right, 18 likes to 300. All right, we're getting there. I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes anyway. Banda's a free. I don't know enough about Banda. How good is he? Yeah, 30 to 20. Oh wow, 30 to 20 Chargers. What do we know about Banda? Yeah, I think Torres has got. I mean, he's obviously the most logical infielder to move because he can extract what the Yankees need for other positions, and I don't think any other player on the team can give them that right now. So, besides Maya, any other international, not that I know of. Maya is the most notable. So, and again, we'll know tomorrow. I think it is so. And I would agree too, Tom. Chafin would be phenomenal in this bullpen. I don't think they can get him for $3 million, but they'd have to make a move. But we'll see. We'll see. We just hit today with all good stuff, D-Rod. Good stuff, D-Rod. And a trade. I mean, Chafin's a free agent, but they'd have to make a trade or somewhere else to clear salary to keep them under the threshold. First, last, yeah, those three guys. I mean, and I hope Severino's going into a contract year, so hopefully he'll play well as well. So, do I think he'll repeat this? No. It's, very rarely does that happen. I mean, I don't think it's ever happened. I mean, the two guys that did it were Sosa and McGuire, and they were both juiced to the gills. So even after Maris, look at Maris after his 61, he hit 33 the next year. And I think Judge will hit in his 40s. Yeah, a couple more times maybe, yeah. And I would be fine with it. But, 62 it's never happened before. So, I mean, would I be pleasantly surprised if he did? Oh, yeah, sure. Of course. I mean, I would prefer him to hit 50 and Stanton hit 50 at the same time. I would prefer to have that, but I still think he'll hit 40 a couple times, Reginald. So, I do think, I think he'll be fine for 7 more years. Sanchez to the Red Sox, man, imagine that. That would be crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Judge will go into a slump. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all. But, I mean, that happens, and that's okay. I just want Judge and the rest of these guys to win a championship here. That's more important. I want Stanton to win. I want Cole to win. I want all these guys to win a championship together. So, yeah, I agree the same. Right, left in the rotation. Makes the most sense. Andujar will give you, yeah, I mean, we'll see. If he gets enough playing time, Chigapon is the thing. So, 285. All right, we got 15 likes to 300. Cool. Andujar, he does not have a glove. That's for damn sure. Hirsch. That's the thing. I mean, now that he has his contract, is he going to stay locked in? That's we hope, right? We hope. I mean, I want to see some Max Scherzer out there. Like, Scherzer was worth every penny of that contract that the Nationals gave him. Every penny. So, but again, it was a magical year from Judge. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But, yeah, I mean, preseason's a little nuts. Again, it's not over yet either. We are 31 days left until pitchers and catchers, so a lot of things are going to happen. But yeah, I mean, if you don't mind hitting the likes on the way out, I'm going to wrap it up. Let's let you guys and gals go. Have a great Saturday night. Thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate all the new members. Appreciate the folks that have been with me at Texas and RC, like the rest of the gang, War Room, Backstage, all you folks. Thanks so much for coming on and spending some time. Appreciate the discussion tonight, too. I'm happy to hear all your feedback on, especially on Bauer. So, but have a great night, everybody. Peace and love. I'll talk to you next time.